with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Molly Samora. For the first time in New York City, schools are back into the classroom today for in-person learning. For this school year, all the buildings will be 100% open to all students for in-person learning. Like many school districts in our region, they are only doing in-person learning or virtual or hybrid learning. Students will be socially distanced and masked up. Again, like schools in our district, vaccines aren't required, but they're highly encouraged. And meantime, the Food and Drug Administration came out with some new information regarding the COVID vaccine for those under 12. The FDA put out a warning this morning to parents trying to find the shot for their kids to be practice patients. According to the FDA, there has not been enough trials done on kids to get a gauge on the safety elements of the COVID vaccine. Dr. Fauci and other ranking medical officials say the FDA approval could come late fall and into winter. And an apparent loophole in PA's mask mandate for schools is making it easier for some students to go to class without them. That's after State Health Secretary ordered masks be required inside K-12 classrooms and facilities, which went into effect last Tuesday. Now, some parents argue masks aren't necessary, while others say it's hard for their kid to breathe and say the decision is theirs alone to make. In the new mask mandate, there's no obligation in the masking order for a student to produce a doctor's note or other supporting medical documentation. So school boards across the state that oppose the statewide mandate are allowing many students to go unmasked with just a parent's signature. Now, Erie News Now contributor Dr. Becky Dawson says how important it is families follow this mask mandate to keep children in the classroom.
We have to start thinking as a group, as a community, as a team, that we can't just be thinking about our individual comfort at this moment. Masks are annoying, but I think if we could get through masking this year, we have the promise of a much better, spring, summer, fall next year. And ultimately, that's our goal. If we keep saying, nope, I'm not going to do it, I'm going to find the loophole, it is going to perpetuate spread of disease. We're going to have more cases, we're going to have more shutdowns, more canceled games, and things that aren't going to happen because of the pandemic.
And there are a few exemptions for students that would have caused a worsen or medical condition when it comes to that mask mandate here in PA. Now, we've heard that pediatric cases of COVID-19 are on the rise here locally, and this morning a Mill Creek mom shares their story firsthand. Kara Murphy says her son Max, a fourth grader at Chestnut Hill, felt sick Friday. It was hard to find an over-the-counter test because she says so many families are getting tested right now. Max's case is confirmed now, but it took nearly 3 days to get his results. Now, his sister Zoe, a sixth grader at J.S. Wilson, just 3 months shy of being able to get vaccinated, is showing symptoms too and waiting for her test results this morning. And they're hearing of more cases among their peers.
I think there's a lot of people in town suffering right now. And I really hope that those people out there that can get vaccinated do. I understand that there's a lot of concern and fear about it, but kids like mine, kids like all their classmates and all their friends, they don't have a say. And so I hope those that do have a choice make the right one and get vaccinated.
And Kara says her family wears masks and has been very cautious, so she wants people to understand the Delta variant is on the move. And if you need to get vaccinated, there are clinics this week starting this afternoon at the St. Joseph's Neighborhood Network Farmers Market, Wednesday morning at Bethany Outreach Center on East 10th Street, and on Friday night at the Erie Rib Fest, and Saturday at the Albion Fair. And now we want to bring in our David. Walter, that's a beautiful picture behind you, but how's the weather looking like for folks on their Monday?
Yeah, it always looks good down by the bayfront. Right now we do have some of those gray clouds out there, a little bit of drizzle and mist we are facing this morning, just a couple of those very spotty showers, but just enough to kind of notice it on the windshield. This is our Oliver's rooftop cam. Temperatures right now, we are trying to work our way up, but obviously the clouds reducing the heat just a bit. So we got a lot of 60s to around 70 degrees right now. And you can see enough of those clouds moving on through. Some breaks for some folks, but clouds are thick enough and we've got enough moisture in the atmosphere to promote some of that drizzle, really not even showing up on a radar. You can see a shower that looks to hang just farther to our north. You can see that futurecast as we continue through today. We're still managing some of those misty conditions through noon, but as we get into the afternoon, another shower is certainly possible. Better chance for some of those storms moving through northern Erie County back into western New York. This is what we dealt with last night, and we saw those just a little bit before midnight, so we're going to keep an eye on that storm potential tonight. John Stalin, of course, will be in later today with an update. More sunshine, more heat building as we get into the day on Tuesday. We're expecting those highs back into the 80s. Just a couple of AM showers around. We'll look for that storm chance late. Temperatures pretty seasonable as we try to make our way into the middle 70s. Again, this afternoon, we are finding some better sunshine out there, and during the evening hours, again, as we get a little bit deeper into the night, we'll watch some of those storms move on in from the west. Year zone outlook for today, we're expecting temperatures to just make their way up into the middle 70s. Enough clouds this morning, and then some areas of sunshine during the afternoon. We have mostly cloudy skies this morning. Temperatures a little bit milder in some spots, getting closer to that 80-degree mark. And out there in the Warren County, couple of very isolated showers for today, and then we'll see that chance for a few of those storms as we head into the night. Could just be crossing maybe just the northern half of the county. As we look ahead over the next couple of days, we've got summer, we've got some rain, and we've got more summer as we continue towards the end of the true summer season. A 7-day in just a moment. Molly?
Thanks, David. It was an exciting opening NFL weekend with the Bills and Steelers meeting in Buffalo and the Browns in Kansas City. Here's our John Leidick with a recap of what happened with the Bills and the Steelers face-off.
All the expectations and hype surrounded the Buffalo Bills and their Super Bowl aspirations, but it was the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up with the championship caliber plays as the defense dominated the Buffalo Bills offensive line, and then the offense and special team coming up with timely plays to help Pittsburgh to an opening week win.
Especially when we're on the road, it's all about momentum and playing with the momentum and going with the ebbs and flows of football. And we did a really good job of feeding off each other, and when one group wasn't doing so hot, another group stepped up. So it was a complete football game for us.
The fact that you come in at halftime, it wasn't like there was a big rah-rah. No one really spoke and acted crazy. It was just, okay, this is what we're going to do in the second half. Let's go do it.
Meanwhile, for the Buffalo Bills, it was inconsistency on offense as Josh Allen missing throws early and the offense with plenty of penalties that added up to a disappointing start to the 2021 season.
Early on, just being maybe a little too aggressive instead of just finding some easier things and easier throws. But, you know, hats off, that's a really good team. They had a really good plan today, and they came out and they played good.
They found ways. They found holes in the defense. They continue to put pressure toward in the second half, and like I said, those takeaways that we didn't come up with, I think those are the game changers.
The Buffalo Bills now head on the road as they face divisional opponent Miami in week number 2, looking for a rebound. While the Pittsburgh Steelers, they head to Heinz Field in their home opener as they welcome in the Las Vegas Raiders. Reporting outside of Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, John Leidick, Erie Sports Now.
And after back-and-forth games yesterday, the Browns fell to the Chiefs in Kansas City, losing by just 4 points. Despite the loss, Browns fans in Kansas City say they're not discouraged. They wanted a win, of course, but they believe the season opener offered plenty of reasons for optimism. They say a road loss to one of the league's best teams isn't too disheartening, and they still think it's this year for the Browns.
You know, I mean, if you look back a couple of years when we were 0-16, we're looking a lot better going up against champs. And Baker looked hot, Garrett looked hot, and I think we're ready to go this year.
Looks to get in the win column next Sunday when the Browns host the Texans for a 1 p.m. kickoff. And we're here to a story for this incredible save at a Miami Hurricanes game in Florida this weekend. Check out this video. A cat is seen dangling from the upper level of the Hard Rock Stadium. Its paws was stuck on some netting. Lucky for this cat, football fans were standing by with an American flag as a safety net. The stadium says that cat was not hurt in the fall, and they say they are wishing the cat the best in his remaining 8 lives. Oh my goodness. I don't know, David, what would you do if that situation happened to you at a football game?
You know, I'm just surprised the fans reacted the way they did. I mean, a lot of folks got together. I'd probably be part of that crew.
Yeah, I would
take
too.
my attention off the game for a little bit to catch that cat. And yeah, that was a nice save there for Mr. Kitty, or maybe Mrs. Kitty, as we look ahead over the next couple of days. 76 degrees today. Looking at some of the storms a little bit later on. We got a little bit of drizzle and mist in the air this morning. Only an isolated afternoon storm, more so away from the lakeshore on a Tuesday. Wednesday, front comes on through, knocks those temperatures down, and brings us a good chance for rain as we head towards the end of the week. Relatively quiet stuff as we go Thursday into Friday and then into the weekend. Right now, keeping that forecast pretty dry overall, and it's certainly going to be warm. And we're continuing through a pretty warm September stretch that could extend even beyond the 7-day forecast. Molly?
Thanks, everyone, for joining us for the Erie News Nowcast. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Our next news is coming up at noon on WSE. Make it a great Monday.